This dog is desperately digging the ruins. Paws have been bleeding, but it still refuses to stop, but also called its 3 children to dig together every 5 minutes. The dog will be inside the roar, trying to wake up the buried master. Finally, the little master slowly opened his eyes. Hearing the dog's constant barking outside, the girl's consciousness gradually woke up, turned her head to look at her grandfather, wanting to wake him up. Seeing this scene, the dog barked harder, but how could the grandfather not wake up? Suddenly, it seemed to hear something, quickly left the ruins, all the way to the wild run. Followed by the shouts coming from the ears, it came to the 2 search and rescue personnel and fiercely grabbed their clothes. The man saw this scene, realizing that things are abnormal. Squatting down to ask Mary is not the owner trapped. Mary looked grave, turned his head to run back. The 2 men saw this scene and immediately followed. Mary took them, soon came to the owner of this. To them kept yelling, signaling that there are people under the rubble. The 2 men immediately launched a search and rescue, soon found the inside of the grandparents and grandchildren. The situation is urgent, and immediately carry out rescue. Digging open the rubble pressed against them, Mary looked in the eyes, yelling to express his gratitude. The helicopter received a call for help, immediately flew to Mary's location. At this time, the grandparents and grandchildren were rescued. The rescue helicopter soon arrived. There is a child inside is very excited. The following is exactly his grandfather and sister. The helicopter slowly reduces the altitude, downward outstretching the rescue rope. The rescuer's first grandfather sets, the first to send on the helicopter. When it was the girl's turn, she cried and refused to leave, wanting to take Mary with her, but due to her grandfather's injuries, the soldiers could only choose to save the people first. The girl sobbed uncontrollably after hearing that it meant leaving Mary behind. The girl was very reluctant to part with her, crying out and looking towards Mary, who also prayed for the girl to take her away, but the girl could not do anything. Mary's figure is getting smaller and smaller. The girl was successfully rescued. The helicopter immediately turned around to go to the hospital. Mary saw this scene desperately to catch up with the helicopter, closely followed the helicopter. Her feet are still injured, but the helicopter flew faster and faster. Mary is exhausted. She stopped and looked at the distant helicopter.